Sun's up, energy's up, and so are we.
Greet the day's smile and say, Good morning, City!
This is The Vibe with Malika on Radio 44.
A very good morning. You're listening to The Vibe right here on 100.8 FM. It is Radio 44. I have a very, very intriguing conversation coming up for you with the head of marketing for Sarit Center. It's Keziah Kabutu. I mean, she is just a treasure trove of knowledge, and I cannot wait to bring you even more. But before that, I've got some Lizzo for you. Stay with me. It's Lizzo bringing all the vibes right here to Radio 44, and I am super excited to jump right into this conversation with Keziah Kabutu, Head of Marketing at Sarit. Good morning to you, Keziah, and welcome to the studio. How do you feel?
Good morning, Malika. I feel good. I feel great.
Yeah?
Yes.
That's fabulous. And Sarit Center, is that the name anymore?
No. We changed. We evolved. We're now Sarit Your City.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And it really does feel like a city, you know, when you walk in. There's everything you can imagine in Sarit.
Yes.
So it was such a long time ago it began, 1983, you know, with two gentlemen, the late Bachchubai Shah, the late Manikbai Rugani. 42 years on, you know, what does it really take for the brand to stay relevant as it has to date, like through so much change in the city's retail scene?
So Sarit is now East Africa's premium shopping destination. And having started in 1983 with our four founders, it has evolved to be a space where we can now purposely have people come in, culture come in, commerce come in, and create such an experience that we're not just looking at a shopping mall, we're looking at a retail shopping destination where experiences come alive and commerce actually match up with all the shoppers' needs.
Yeah.
So with that particular legacy, looking at the values that our four founders actually put into place back then and to still be relevant in today's day and age, I mean, it's just a true testament of what legacy brands are about in our modern day.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also just seeing that building, you know, as you're driving about, it's so familiar. It's such a like landmark that you know, okay, Sarit.
Yes.
You know, okay, the roundabout near Sarit or the road near Sarit. That's like so easy to tell somebody when they're trying to navigate, you know, the city, anything. It's just a landmark that you know. And people say Sarit is your city, like you've said.
Yes.
So it's evolved from like a shopping center to a lifestyle destination. Can you tell us a little bit now about the consumer behavior in Kenya, how you've seen it change and, you know, the adaptability of brands to kind of match up to that change?
So the consumer has changed over the past couple of years. I mean, when you're talking about 1983 to who we are today, that particular consumer and shopper has actually changed. But what has led to that evolution of Sarit Your City is the element of how we as a brand connect to you, the shopper. So we are creating a space where the retail mix is modern, it's up to date. The type of shopping experiences that we are creating are relevant to what you as a shopper are coming to do at Sarit. The type of experiences, the events, right, where people can actually come to learn, shop, connect, and even belong. So that is the type of space that we have been creating and evolving ever since 1983, but also rooted by our values, trust, consistency, right, credibility. So those are values that have been there, I mean, even before 1983, right? But we have, based on that particular foundation, we have evolved it through storytelling and through relevance to the shoppers across the decades.
Wow, that's amazing. And just, you know, off air we were talking about how people tend to get lost in the mall sometimes because it's so massive, you know.
Yes.
It's brilliantly built and extended and expanded. Have you ever gotten lost?
Well, the first time I actually got to Sarit, I was very young, yes, and a young man took me to a cinema. Right? So I was moving from Kajiado all the way to Westlands, and I'm like, okay, this is a grand place. But with time, before I actually started working at Sarit, that particular mall was like home to me. It was the coolest place to be, and it's still the coolest place to be. So because I work there, I know the shortest routes and the longest route.
You have all the hacks.
So I have all the hacks. I put in my steps every day.
Yeah.
But as a mall, we've also made it very easy. So you'll find that one of the initiatives that we have been running for 2 years, right? And was we had the wayfinding system. And one of the particular locations, we actually put Botswana this way. But you'll find that shoppers actually enjoy and they dare come to Sarit because they want to actually be, like treasure hunters. I'm looking for this particular store. It's a whole shopping experience. People actually do want to get lost, right? Because we've done the wayfindings and people were not able to identify the signages, right? And no one was able to identify the Botswana, right? Until now we changed it, right? We only had 2 shoppers actually who told us at customer care, why have you guys put Botswana?
Yes. Like Botswana this way.
Exactly, Botswana this way. And that was actually drawn from what we were listening to shoppers. People would tell us, when you enter Sarit, you can exit and get into Lower Kabete or Kawangware. Others would say Botswana. And then away from signages, we've also have our wayfinding machines.
Right.
So the wayfinding machines actually take you from point A to B. So all you have to do is just search. So it's like a Google search in the mall. And that is also linked to now a QR code. But few people actually use those items because they're actually interested in finding their way around Sarit.
Yeah.
So it's an adventure to come to Sarit.
It really is.
Yes.
All right, as we continue this conversation and get right into marketing gems from Keziah, you need to stay right here. If you have any questions, share them with us on 0758 123 444. All right, that's Nasha Jasmine Sandler's coming through right here on The Vibe. And I am still right here in studio with Keziah Kabutu having a very interesting conversation. She is the head of marketing for Sarit Your City. All right, now moving on, Keziah, for me, I appreciate the vast range of brands that Sarit hosts, right?
Yes.
It's really like one of those one-stop shops in so many ways, and you have choices across board. Let's talk brand partnerships. How does Sarit choose which brands or even events to associate with? Like, what makes it a perfect brand fit?
Good. So as Sarit, the center of our ecosystem is always the shopper. So when you listen to the shopper, then you're able to understand what do the shoppers look for, what are the current trends, what are their connecting points. So taking that into consideration, we tailor make our retail mix, our tenant retail mix to the shopper's needs. We also look at what is happening globally and locally, so that now we stay true and relevant to the particular shopper needs, right? And over and above that, our values. So you'll find that we have CSR initiatives that echo back to our values. We are talking about now 3 initiatives that we've done, and when you go to the rooftop garden, we have 110 indigenous trees that we've actually planted.
Wow.
The first of its kind in East Africa, right? And the fact that we also give back to the community through sustainability, it's all back to how does this particular partner or brand marry to our ecosystem and our values. So it's not just the shopping experiences, but also what we also give back to the community. Last year, Radio 44 was actually one of our partners when we launched the Light the World Giving Machines, a first of its kind in Africa. And it's also coming back this November. So disruptive initiatives that answer to the modern day consumer, not forgetting the legacy that we have had over the past, because we are talking to shoppers who have been here with us since 1983 to even the Gen Alphas. So we need to make sure that as brands, or even as we as Sarit, we are proud to say that we are listening to our shopper and our ecosystem evolves heavily around them.
That's very, very interesting. Even like the parking silo exterior, right, which has the vines and the greenery covering the building on the exterior. It's very different.
Yes.
It's like greenery and nature is part of the architectural features. And you said you've served customers all the way they've been there from the inception of the brand, and it's such a legacy brand, and but that also has its challenge and its privilege. So how do you balance preserving Sarit's heritage while keeping it fresh, modern, especially in the digital landscape?
Good. So in terms of preservation and how we still make it relevant, it's all about storytelling. And you'll find that in our marketing calendar, we have various activities that actually answer to various shoppers that we have conversations with on a daily basis. So you'll find that during August, for example, we have Festival of Sound and Art that we heavily capitalize on Kenyan music. So you'll find that yes, we do have Kenyan artists who are well established, but what about the ones who are coming? So we created a platform where people can actually come and express themselves. This Diwali, I'm excited because last year we did a whole community Bollywood experience. So the whole mall was actually changed into a Bollywood setup, right? So we take the experiences that we have with communities, we take that particular communities and bring them to life, and we create experiences as well as a shopping destination. Because come to Sarit, watch Bollywood dancers this weekend, right? Come to Sarit to watch the latest in Kenyan music every August. Come to Sarit and experience loyalty. We have the first best retail loyalty app where people can actually earn points. They can get transfer points to their family members, right? And right now we are actually upgrading our system to make sure that even when you're redeeming and you're issuing digital gift vouchers, we are putting it first class, best in market, to make sure that we are relevant to this day's generation. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's so pivotal. And like you said, and you walk in, it's an experience. Even the decor right now is Diwali themed and it's beautiful. And of course, Radio 44 is going to be there for the Dance Fest this weekend. We will see you there. And aside from that, Sarit is the destination to go to for all of your celebrations. And by the way, this loyalty app, it's called Belong, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it's actually Sarit Loyalty App, and the tagline is Belong.
Amazing.
We want you guys to actually be part of that app. Give us feedback. Tell us how we can enhance it and make it much better. And of course, earn points, because those points you can actually redeem them, right? Purchase items, eat food with them, and it's a whole ecosystem. Hence your city.
All right, now you're in the know right here on Radio 44. We've got so much more. Stay right here. Some Arabic flavor on the playlist as well. It's Nia Manal coming through right here on 100.8 FM Nairobi. It is Radio 44. And we're talking all about Sarit Your City. Now, Keziah, competition in Nairobi's mall space has grown so much, right? Like, what would you say truly differentiates Sarit from other shopping destinations?
A couple of things, actually. So, Sarit, one is a legacy brand. Yes. So having the strong roots of legacy is very, very important. Authenticity as well as emotional connection. Because as a brand, we want to make sure that we are not just another mall, we are part of people's personal stories. So our retail tenant mix is also a factor. Our shopping experiences is also a factor. The fact that we get international and local exhibitions is a factor. Convenience is a factor. The fact that you can move from lower ground floor and get a different experience and go to 6th floor to the gym and get a whole different experience is a factor. So all these things in one ecosystem creates Sarit a differentiator from all the other malls. And it creates a city where people can easily maneuver, knowing very well that with legacy, authenticity, and even the various disruptive experiences that we create, you're home. And when you're home, you tell a story about your home.
Very interesting. And you've been in the marketing space for decades, as we were just chatting about. And generally with a lot of brands these days, the smaller ones that are coming up, because the entrepreneurial spirit in Kenya is so strong. Yeah, so you've got MSMEs, SMEs, really trying to create a niche for themselves as well. We were talking a little bit about how there's a new marketing trend where it's very founder based, right? So the founder has to talk into camera in order to market their product, their service, be very visible. What do you think of that wave?
That wave is coming, and it's coming strong. Personal brands or personal branding is going to be the next frontier. Until now, we see another new wave in the marketing space. So you'll find that back in the day, you'd hire somebody to be the front of your business, and then now you'd have seeding capital coming in from various support systems.
Right.
But shoppers now want to know who is behind that particular brand. Where is my money going to, right? So you'll find that customers or shoppers are looking for that level of personalization with business owners or with entrepreneurs, not because they are perfect, but because we want to understand what is it that is making them think the way they are thinking, to be disruptive the way they are disruptive, right? So it's not just about being personal, but be personal, but not perfect, because we are all humans, right? The other thing that I'm also seeing is that a lot of shoppers are looking to hold somebody accountable.
Right.
So it's a trust before transaction kind of, what is it called? Shopper mindset, right? So a lot of businesses will now need to be in the forefront to create that trust, knowing that Keziah as a brand, yes, is trustworthy when it comes to the marketing space, right? For example, so what are her thoughts? Can I trust? Is it a trend, right? Is what she's saying true to what is currently happening? So a lot of brands need to make sure that when you're talking to the shopper, you're creating that trust before the transaction actually takes place. Then I think lastly, storytelling, purpose, and I think human connection. Because yes, AI is coming. It's been disruptive already, and we can see that. But human connection will still play a role at the end of it all. So, and storytelling. So how that evolves is actually going to shape the next couple of years.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting. The human element, seeing someone talking to you, not at you,
Yes.
is very important.
Yes.
Right? So marketing gems from Keziah right here. Stay with us. We've got a few more minutes and then we shall wrap up this very interesting conversation. Stay right here on Radio 44. Dilbar ki aankhon kam. Alright, that is a brand new track taken off Thamma, coming through right here on Radio 44. You know we've got you with the latest music and the latest information, especially coming out of your favorite place in Nairobi. It is Sarit Your City. Now, Keziah, you've been part of so many campaigns, right, with Sarit. Which one stands out as your favorite, and do you think why do you think it resonated so strongly with your audience?
Oh my. That's a very hard question, because it's like telling me to choose one of my children, yes. But the one that stuck out, the one my team and I were heavily involved with, was Sarit turning 40 in 2023. Now, this particular campaign was a campaign that brought in everyone at Sarit. We're talking about the Sarit employees, right, from both the management and the expo side, the tenants, where we had 16 tenants that were celebrated for having been at Sarit for the past 40 years.
Whoa.
Where we even had a mid-year shopper campaign for 3 months that catered to our shoppers, where we even had a CSR initiative where we even actually planted trees, and even a golfing tournament, right? All of that in one wave, 1 year, gave us so much insight from both the shoppers, the employees, the tenants, and our community, that made it such a difference, that fuels my team and I to make sure that we are outdoing ourselves over and over again. And that particular campaign, actually that particular campaign holds a very special place, not only for my team and Sarit, but even for the shoppers. So you'll still find that some shoppers still carry our bags, our t-shirts. They still tell us when is our next golfing tournament, and so on and so forth. So to all the shoppers who are listening in, to all the tenants who are listening in, stay tuned. There are more exciting things that are going to come.
Amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
4 decades, it's no joke. And looking ahead, what can shoppers, fans expect from Sarit? Exciting projects, expansions you can let us in on?
I can't tell you all.
Oh,
But
yes.
starting with this year, of course, this weekend we have the dance fest, right? It's going to be at the rooftop garden. And then we are going to have the first ever deer lighting ceremony taking place at the rooftop garden, where we have the water feature that is taking place there. So families, kids, parents, all of you guys are all invited. November, we have the greatest deals that are coming to Nairobi, right? Where we have an array of products and services that will be at crazy discounted levels. And then Christmas, we have Mr. and Mrs. Claus, the Grinch coming. The Grinch was there last year, as well as a special twist to the Grinch, right? Rudolph is going to be back. We also have, I also forgot to mention, in October we have mascots actually taking place every other weekend. So you can come hang out with the mascots at Sarit. And then next year, one international major brand is actually going to be launching at Sarit. So I want you and your listeners to actually stay tuned. And we are not just looking at the type of retail space that we are also creating, but also even the experiences that we are creating that will stay true to our legacy, and of course now create a disruptive future experience, shopping experience for our shoppers. So in years to come. So
I mean, I'm so excited.
yes,
That all sounds amazing,
Yes.
just brilliant. And especially when you say there's mascots, there's this, there's that. I think it includes, it envelopes the entire family into it. The friends, everybody, can experience something
Yes.
at Sarit during the festivities that makes them more special. So it's brilliant. And Keziah, it's been such a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Radio 44, Malika. It's been a fantastic time.
Thank you.
Thank you.